Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jane from Chalk Mercantile and also Surface Anthology. Today, we're going to be continuing with our beautiful, scary Halloween project. Yes, this isn't your typical, pumpkins and kind of thing. I guess it's a little bit more sophisticated. But I could probably put this out all year round. But until you read what the paper says, family mourning, this is all like an advertisement for a funeral home, then you realize what it is. So, to catch you up, what I used is a board I found at Goodwill, really, really inexpensively. Excuse me, cat hair in my mouth. And this absolutely, let me move my molds, beautiful Tim Holtz Decoupage paper. I am never disappointed. Hey, Barbara, how are you? It's early out there, right? It's 12, a little bit after 12 here. Good morning, Amanda. Hey, you guys. Good to see you. I'm loving this paper. I really am. I put a scrap piece I had on that little tag that I painted, and it's just really beautiful. I have these tags all over my house, by the way, hanging off of doorknobs, all over the place. But I just love it. Hey, Danielle, isn't it looking good? I really, really love this paper. And I used and when we left it was still wet, I used the Amy Howard at Home matte sealer as my glue and my sealer, my decoupage medium, and I just love it. Totally dead flat, really nice finish. The paper pretty much smoothed itself out, right? And it looks really, really good. And by the way, this paper doesn't have the tea staining. If you didn't see how I tea stained my painted surface here, go to Surface Anthology on YouTube. But it carries through underneath the paper, right? You see that? It all just carries through. And yes, it was subtle. I didn't go crazy with it, but these kind of layers are what, really create these rich finishes. The more you do, the better, right? Don't they look great in black? I know it. I just love them. And I did get the one that's coming from this direction. We were talking about, right, Danielle? What direction are these birds flying in? Oh, Barbara, you're getting ready to show your home. Boy, do I remember that. It's cleaning, right? Decluttering. I bet you're going to get an offer first day. And I think, where are you moving to, Barbara? I think Nebraska, maybe? I can't remember now, but I know that. That's a big thing. I think about it, and we have so much stuff in this house that I would have to get like a huge storage unit just to put all our crap, right? Yes, and I do. I love the birds in black. And I kind of debated because I want to add kind of more darkness around the edges. And I want to do it with wax. I love wax. So I need to glue my birds down first before I can do that, right? I can't glue on top of wax. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how I'm painting this bird. I'm using a DIY paint. And again, the other thing that I hope you caught is when these birds are wet, you can manipulate any of the molds. You can manipulate if you use the air dry clay. But you can draw out their face. You could draw out their beak if you want to do that. You could put little, stones, embedded in the clay, whatever you want to do. Indiana, that's where it is. Yep. Oh yeah, Barbara. I sold, I owned a house when I moved back to Connecticut, and I helped my mom sell her house, and it was just nerve-wracking. Really, really nerve-wracking. It's crazy, Yeah, you have more craft stuff. Barbara's saying she has more craft stuff than furniture. It's scary, right? Oh my God. And the more things you do, the more stuff you have, right? I sew, I quilt, I embroider, I do all this stuff, and I just have piles of stuff. All right. So, super happy with the matte finish, the matte varnish by Amy Howard. And I bet any of these top coats you can do the same thing with. You know, every brand has a different top coat. I prefer the matte. And you can use it as your decoupage glue and your top coat. So really, really nice. Oh, Julie. Oh, all right, let's paint our last bird here. And hopefully I won't break it. And listen, if you break your air dry clay things like I did with this one yesterday, all I do is, if I want to paint this one black, it's still drying, I would just paint the whole thing, paint inside either side of the mold, and then glue it. Just use some the Tite Bond glue and glue it. Just put it down on a piece of wax paper, and they work really, really well. All right, now let's move this. Are you guys decorating for Halloween? Are you getting ready? Yeah, I bet Barbara's saying she can't wait to get in and start crafting. Absolutely. It's like it makes you feel like wherever you go, you're home, right? And that sounds corny. But when you have that stuff that you love to do, your creative stuff, if you're a reader, your books, right? Those are more important sometimes than anything else, just to have that familiar stuff, and it makes it like a home. That's how I feel. If I've got my stuff, it's fabulous. All right, so what I'm doing, just my artist brush, a little dab of the DIY paint. What, Danielle, I bet you know, what's the almost black color? Now I don't have it in front of me. It's like a deep graphite color. The thing you have to be careful about when you're painting these is when you go over like the feathers, you can catch little air bubbles in there, and as it dries, they'll reappear, you know, it'll be white. So that's the only thing you might notice when you're using it. And if you pounce your brush in to those spaces, you'll get rid of that. You won't have that happen as often. And of course, you guys can make these with resin. I haven't used resin yet. Make sure to black velvet. Thank you, Amanda. I forgot how many of you love this paint, right? Are you excited about, oh my God, can I talk about this? She's coming out. Yeah, I can. She's coming, DIY Debbie's Design Diary Paint is coming out with a new type of paint. And I don't even know what it is yet, and I'm a stockist. So it's a new type of paint. It's going to have a new label. I'm going to bring my camera a little bit closer. A new label. Whoop, that's out, Jane. There we go. A new label because she doesn't want people to get confused. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, there's the Iron Orchid Christmas release. Oh, so exciting. It's so beautiful. It really is beautiful. And I have to tell you, even as a stockist, I don't keep a lot of the limited edition because I'm like, you know, the stuff I use in my lives is because people are going to want to buy it, or things that I have in my stock in my store. But this release is so beautiful. I am definitely going to keep a bunch of the designs for myself. All right. Now the other thing you can do, I'm going matte with this. You can do something really shiny if you want. You know, kind of like that patent leather look. And it would be, I'm thinking scary. And when I think scary, it's when I see something that doesn't look quite right, right? Like a bunch of patent leather birds flying at me would be really frightening and disorienting. So, you can see how, and I love horror movies. You can see how crazy my mind is. But you could totally do that and make these birds super shiny. Use like a lacquer paint or a lacquer, like a high gloss top coat. I don't know, do you guys know of any brands that you all use that have a really high gloss top coat? But that would be very cool on a dead matte ground. It would look really, really neat. All right, this is it. And I definitely had to do 2 coats to get the look that I wanted. I wanted them to be really opaque. So I'm going to put this to the side, put my drying bird to the side, and show you how I'm going to glue these down. I missed a lot of spots, so that's also why I need a second coat. All right. Now the other thing you can do, since we're using molds, I'm like throwing out all these ideas as I look at this, but you can get some of the like trimmings molds and put them inside of these routered sides. That would look really cool. You can layer and layer and layer, and the more you layer, the more beautiful it will be. All right, all I do, and here's the thing, and this is a little hint, a little tip that I do. When you get your birds, and we'll have this one kind of, the half bird, that's really scary. You can have a bird with half its body missing, right? There's a Halloween horror. But when you're laying stuff out, grab your phone and take a picture when you get to the point that you really love it. Because that way, you know, when you take everything off and you're going to sit here and go, wait a minute, where was that? Was I able to see this leaf and that flower? So really try to do that so that you can remember exactly, you can see exactly what you liked. This guy's a little friendly and happy here, but you know, he's a happy Halloween bird. I get like, I could sit and play around with composition for hours. I'm not gonna glue the white one down, but I just want it there. Yeah, that looks good. Because this is right over that family morning, which is scary. All right, you guys, do you decorate? I guess none of you do. Nobody's decorating for Halloween. And as I said, I read somewhere, all right, I got to remember now because my phone is one of my cameras. His head and shoulder are surrounding that word linens. I read somewhere that Halloween is the most decorated holiday. I know people are buying those insane 13-foot Home Depot like scary figures. Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's why they say that. I don't know. Okay, so I'm blobbing it on. Another thing that I do is I don't put it all the way up to the edge, but I did blob it on there because I don't want it to squeeze out. It still might squeeze out a little bit, and I'll show you what I do to get rid of that. So I'm just going to put him down just like that, and it's not going to squeeze out. I love, love, love this glue. All right, and this guy, and using the camera is also really good for me to see my composition. I kind of want him swooping in like that. So I have to remember. And again, I'm blobbing it on in the middle. And you have a little bit of open time, meaning there is some time to work the positioning, but then you want to just leave it flat, let it go. Danielle's saying, I'll decorate a little bit, mostly a fall decor kind of person. Yeah. Yep, and when your kids were there, you did. You decorated a lot. Me too. I was really into it. My twins, their birthday is in October, the middle of October, so we always had a Halloween-themed birthday party, and we lived in a neighborhood with a lot of kids, and I would have, you know, our deck set up with dunking for apples and all that kind of stuff. We once made a box where you put your hand through, and there was a bowl of cold spaghetti. The kids would scream. They loved it. And then, of course, we'd have a piñata, and everybody had their costumes on. It was wonderful. And I always made my kids' costumes. I love it. I found one the other day. It was hilarious. Back in the day, right? Now they're 31, my twins, and my youngest is 29. Oh, so that's it, you guys. That's it for today. I'm going to put another coat on this guy because he's going to go here. And then when I see you all on Monday, hopefully this is going to be rock solid. And I'm going to hit it with a clear coat of wax. But then I'm going to use some colored waxes around the edges here just to give it, you know, like a frame around it and just something dark. And I think I'm going to go with more of the, you know, I always do this anyway, a cooler dark, like a black wax. I think it would be super cool. Amanda's saying, I don't decorate for Halloween, but you love the trick-or-treaters. Yes. And I never get any. We're kind of on this 9 acres, you know, up this steep hill, and we just don't get them. You know, of course, my grandson will come over before he goes wherever he's going, whatever neighborhood his mom's taking him to. But yeah, aren't they adorable? And remember being that age where you cannot believe that you can dress up, right? I just remember this feeling as a child. And I would always wear like antique costumes I would put together with like antique bonnets. I would be all these, I just loved all that. And that somebody is giving you candy. And it was just the best, absolutely the best. I just remember that feeling. It's kind of like when the first time, you know, when you first get your driver's license, and you go out and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this, right? This great exhilaration of freedom. And of course, when you're trick-or-treating, this incredible, like people are giving you delicious candy for nothing. Woo, it's the best. Such great memories, right, you guys? So that's it for today. I'm breaking this down. I'm loving the tea staining. So definitely try it. It couldn't be easier. It's coming through my decoupage paper beautifully and giving it this kind of old world vellum look, this old, you know, those old vellum papers. I just love so much. So give it a shot. Look what I did, you guys. I have to shot it with... That is, the other day, my hair was so afroed out from the humidity that I thought I would calm it down with my curling iron, and I burnt myself, and I was a hairstylist for quite a few decades. I know, Danielle, right? Wonderful memories, absolutely. And I think, Amanda, why you love to see those little kids, I mean, besides the joy, right, are those cute little costumes, and just, you know, they just can't believe that this is happening. They're getting their favorite thing, right? Candy. At least it was mine. I just absolutely loved it. All right, ladies. So good to see you all. Barb, good luck with your house. I'll be thinking about you. I know you're going to get an offer on that house and have a done deal, right? and then be on your way so you could be crafting soon. And I'll see you all on Monday, and we'll finish this up. And I have another cool project that we're going to be starting. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. And I hope you get some time to do something creative. Even if it's you just grab your notebook and write down some ideas, draw them out so that you can then make them a reality, right? Everybody